It is great to be here with episode 1 of my series, Rags to Riches, where we're going to start from a small dividend growth portfolio and hopefully together build it into something wonderful. You're going to be here for the journey. You're going to see the ups, the downs, and everything in between. Now, I am a Canadian and I do use Wealthsimple, so here we are on Wealthsimple Trade. I mainly only use my tax-free savings account. I might use the other ones once it's maxed. Since this is episode 1 of the series, I think it's good that we start off with just, a checkup to see what kind of holdings we got to start off on and go through and just evaluate everything. Unfortunately for me, I started this portfolio August 2021, and that was just near the peak of pretty much everything. So you can see here a lot of red from this year alone. However, CNR has actually been doing pretty good. I decided to buy it when I saw it going down. It's probably the better decision. ATD has been my most recent purchase. It's actually been up quite a bit, a decent amount over the last few days. Only own 5.5 shares and I'm up 2.36%. I own Bell and TELUS as my two telecoms, Royal Bank and Bank of Nova Scotia. I just also started a position in Canadian Pacific Railway. Not too much though, because I do think it's a little overvalued and I'm expecting that to come down a little bit. And hopefully when that comes down, I can begin to add to it. It's similar to CNR, but it's more around growth. And CNR is still growth, but has a higher paying dividend. So my plan is to hopefully hold an even amount of both. For energy, we have TRP, so TC Energy, which I was doing some calculations and I think that's a decent value for it. And Enbridge and Fortis. Fortis is a classic for pretty much anybody in Canada. And my two ETFs here at the bottom are the Vanguard S&P 500 Index ETF and XEI, the iShares S&P TSX Composite High Dividend Index ETF. Now, I prefer XEI over many of the other Canadian dividend ETFs just because of the holding distribution. It's always important to check that when you're buying ETFs, and it personally has my favorite spread. It's more balanced between the different sectors in Canada, not really skewed to finances like you might see in some other ones. So since I have Wealthsimple Pro, we can switch over here to the USD account, which I also started adding into quite a bit. My most recent position opening up here is Microsoft. I think my oldest is Apple. Can't go wrong with buying Apple. That's just like, as you hear, everybody just buys Apple. So I went ahead and did it. Hasn't been performing the greatest. I'm pretty sure I actually bought it at its peak. So this is just an unfortunate situation. I bought with 2.26 shares. I bought one at the lowest point and one at the highest point of this year. So not doing too good there. However, same goes for Intel. This one has been absolutely destroyed this year. However, Starbucks has definitely been my best pick of the year, up 33% year to date. And this, if we click on it and we look at the past year, I picked it up sub $70 at one point. I think around here. So yeah, May. And that was probably the best timing that I could have gotten on this stock. It was just complete fluke that I stumbled across somebody's YouTube video and they're obsessed with Starbucks. So I went ahead and checked it out and I was like, oh, it's down quite a bit. Might as well just throw money in. I didn't really know what I was doing, but it panned out okay. We got some other, staple companies, Pepsi, Visa. I like Visa, UPS, Lowe's, AbbVie. Microsoft has been the one I've been really trying to build up because I think it's a good price. I started getting in on it at $2.30 and I hopefully continue to just dump into that. Microsoft and Visa are probably my two favorite, although I'm on the fence with keeping Apple. They got a cult following, which is good, and I feel like they pride themselves on being, a really good company, so I can't imagine them ever being irrelevant. If their sales go down, they'll start being the top salesperson and, who knows, electric cars or something like that. Yeah. So here we are in my dividend tracker. This is what I recently created to log all my dividend income and portfolio overview. I'm not really one to pay for any other third-party service because I feel like, a dollar into that is a dollar I could be investing, as cheap as that may sound. I started collecting and recording my dividends back in June. So as you can see, this is a trend line here, the red one. We've slowly been increasing our dividend income throughout the year, and the average dividends per month, if you see up here, is $17.47, which is pretty good. It seems that every third month, this is mostly when the tech dividends come out, not that high. So yeah, I think this is a good point kind of to wrap it up. Overall, we're just going to monitor this portfolio as time goes on and watch the dividends grow, see that dividend snowball at work. Get inside my head a little bit and see what we can do to go from rags to riches a little bit sooner every single day. Comment down below if you have what kind of portfolio you have and how you plan to grow it. I personally prefer the dividends. Just a little dopamine hit every month just gets me. Yeah, overall, thank you. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.